We live. We live. There's a Samson. Will that focus? An adorable little goober dog. I love Samson's ears. He's like a little baby cow. Just needs some wholesomeness today, you know? Good way to start off the day. I haven't written yet today, by the way. So this is truly my warm-up. Hello, Candy. Now I know it's you. Things make so much more sense now. It'd be better if I remembered usernames well. Gotta share this to the timeline. There we go. How you been? Wee. Write it down on a sticky note. Everyone's usernames. Not a terrible plan, honestly. Probably be more effective than my current plan of just being like, you. I've seen you somewhere. Just finished all the online classes. Nice. I am okay. I'm doing interestingly. I'm just still in a weird place of there is I was about to say there is no God. There is no schedule. There is no right or wrong right now, no up or down, no future in sight. Everything is just kind of the present, which is interesting. It's making me feel ways. Got both the notebooks. I don't know why I don't like this notebook as much. The one with the little grid papers on it. I do like warm-up writing in here. Maybe it's just the size of it. I prefer this one. If I could have that, that would be lovely. But I have some interesting word prompts that I stole from a book of poetry. If I can start some poems with. What page am I? Right there. And I did not do the please call prompt last time. So I just gotta cross that out like everything is fine. Totally don't need to ignore that at all. Line, I'll start with, there was flakes of paper to become one of my suitors. My body is being transformed into glass. Embraceable you and the sudden darkness, which all sounded really good. Making a schedule for yourself. I should probably do that. I'd have to make it a little different just because I can't do actual hour by hour. I could make it for when I am awake. We count off this as hour 1. If I take a nap in there somewhere, it'll just continue afterwards because chronic fatigue is a struggle. The sudden darkness, flakes of paper. This body is being transformed into glass. I like the transformed into glass one, so I think I'll start with that one. Gotta get warmed up so that I can actually write this month's writing prompts for Escape Rule. I just want to read for the next week and not have to worry about writing. So then the next week, I can just do editing. And what am I going to do? Pop on these. Probably pick a song to listen to. Now let's get started on the first 10 minutes. Ooh, Beach House. Beach House is always good. Oh yeah, that's nice. Real low-key music. And let's go. I heard it this time because this time my what is it? My actual speakers were on. So I heard a little doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Hope you guys got some good writing in for that first 10 minutes. I got an interesting garbage disposal image from that Flakes of Paper line. Like shoving memories down a garbage disposal so that they're like out of sight, out of mind. And it's like this clogged, overstuffed sink. So I liked that one. My body is being transformed into glass. Less good, but it was the first one of the day. Those are always hit or miss. So I feel a little warmed up. I feel a little bit better to start actually doing the drafts for escape roll prompts now that I've gotten the first two for the day. But I hope everyone's doing good. I still really like this Meg Turney sticker with her little cat on it. I need more of these. I have her little pop socket that I still haven't put on my other phone case, which I probably need to do if I ever get a professional job. Because I have my Let's Get Haunted one with these, hot alien girls. But I assume that I'm probably gonna have to go with the little like rainbow M if I ever get like a real job. But Meg Turney merch, very cute. Also, buying this was very cute because I bought it from Meg's mom. That Meg Turney's mom sells like all her merch at conventions. So next prompt. I don't think I want to go straight into the Euphoria one yet. That's today's, and I don't really have a ton of time to revise it. It kind of has to be like done today. So I might try Moon first. Or Tough to Be a Bug. Tough to Be a Bug sounds really fun. And I just saw this really fat caterpillar on Twitter, which is lovely, if I can find him. He was just here. There he is. It said, this dude does not want to pupate. I think he's enjoying being a caterpillar too much. All he wants to do is eat, and he's gotten enormous. Focus. Look at this guy. He genuinely is the very hungry caterpillar. And his little feet compared to his actual body. So cute. So I might write about this caterpillar. It's tough to be a bug when you don't want to change. Honestly, my favorite thing about writing is that you can just draw inspiration from everything. Tough to be a bug. This guy is just adorable. I would like him to be my friend, which means I would like him to be in my front yard so I could feed him leaves. I think that would make me feel great during this isolation, if I could. If I could have a little bug to hang around with. So this next one, I think I'll do it a little bit longer. I think I'll make it a 15. So I can get some better ideas in. Give it another minute so I can think some things through. Tough to Be a Bug. Then we'll do Moon. How did the sky look? Me and Mars were talking about this last night on stream. How did the sky look? I don't know. What did outdoors look like? I'm genuinely gonna have to like look at pictures and like think about it. Think of memory. How did the sky look in the before times? So that one's gonna be interesting. And then grief. I still can't decide if I'm going to think of like losing a person in my life, like that person is no longer just in my life, or if I'm going to write about actual death. Haven't decided yet. So might try different versions of that, try a couple different things, but let's get going with the next one. I almost muted my mic already. It's time to go. Doot doot. Did you guys hear the ding-a-ding? I don't know how much comes through. But what is it? I wrote partly what is it? I wrote the bug one, which I really liked. But moon came out really weird because I started out with just the image of the moon being like strange now that all of our days are weird. So what is it? I said large pill, too hard to swallow. These nights after empty days. Oh, I already messed up. I gotta reread it. This is what happens when you write with arrows and you have really messy handwriting. Large pill, too hard to swallow. These half-eaten nights after empty days. The sun is only a flashlight shining on this diorama. And then I said a school child, like there's another word for like a small child that I need to work on. A school child's idea of days spun on a paper mache globe. Weird dolls on construction paper, colors lacking a certain blush of life, and a significant lack in pants. And I really liked the way that one turned out. Ooh. Okay, so I'm also on the phone with what is it? Walrus, Mean Mr. Walrus, aka Josh from like Discord and other chats. This is his poem because he was also doing the bug one. He said I could read it, so I want to. Keep off the lawny trees, halt that reverie regardening, being all leg joint of a bee, caught in dandy tigers and such. I can leaves drop on all your chatter, like a walk without wings on the broken forth, them fleshy mountains bumbling tall, thanks to Ringo, George, John, and Paul. Nice. Much excite with that buzzard in the air, so hide beneath the trees dog shouts, and munch away inching its head. I liked it. I like it. That itching its head, and the munch away. The rhyming on the second one was really good too. I always like Walrus's poems because they're always like very word playy, and I don't understand like 90% of what they're telling me half the time because there's just so many like insular jokes. Like you could take them apart all day, which is really fun. But I really like that one. My buggy one. Will I read it? I will. Because I also liked this one a lot. It's tough to be a bug. Lying flat on severed leaves, fractured stems all around, sucrose drunk like candy straws gummy. I've become what I eat. Squishy body, gelatin and buoyancy and color. They tell me I can't go on like this forever. I must conform, contort, turn myself into a stew, and brew a bitter tea. But I'm bitter and prefer the views of flowers over one of feet. Let me lie, let me steep. Which I thought was nice, just lazing caterpillar based off of our little chunky boy. I thought he was adorable. So I'm happy with those two. Those two ended up being kind of funny, which will be interesting because they'll be next to each other on Instagram, which is always, you can usually tell when I write poems at the same time because they'll be like similar in tone. If they're like really serious or really dark, like it'll be like, oh yeah, I wrote those two at the same time. If they're like really like, I probably also wrote those at the same time. And so these two, moon, tough to be a bug, exciting. So we still got how did the sky look, grief, bearing fruit, and euphoria. My hand is not on here. Euphoria. I had an idea come to me last night because Pedro Pascal uploaded a video on 24 Hour Theater's account, which was a reading of, God, what's it called? It's like some kind of like crazy mad poet something. I have it on my story. What is it called? For all the lovesick, mad, sad geniuses. So it was a monologue from that play that Pedro Pascal performed just like on their like Instagram. And it involves like a person talking to, it seems like their former significant other about like what is it, once being in love with them and once going to like a play with them and like talking through all these like emotions and the relationship. And so I went to go and see a play with a boy once I say. I could actually probably do this two different ways. There was a guy who I liked for a very long time who I went to go and see a play with, and it was really fun and really funny. And I could reflect on that. And then I also went with an ex to go and see a musical. He was really disinterested in it. So that was also a different experience. There was a play where it was like a really good one, good experience together. There was a musical where it was kind of like a meh experience. And then the Pedro on top of that is like trying to review it through eyes of like the euphoric like bliss of like being in that relationship. And he's saying a lot like, why did you have to like love me back and all of that, which was really intense when I was watching it last night, and I got really in my feelings. And I think that's what I'm going to do for this prompt. So that's probably what I'll spend the next, I think I'll do another 15-minute one because I think I'll probably need it for this one. Eep. Why do you not take sometimes? 0, 14, 15. Aha. Okay, 15 and 2 seconds. Okay, I guess that's how we work now. Thank you, Candy. I have weird ideas for poems sometimes. They come in like strange bursts of ideas. I'm like, how can we rewrite this memory? How can we write something from the perspective of this character sometimes and like things that I watch? If I really like a song, how can I write to like this vibe? So like sometimes I write a poem to a song for like several hours, which I've done like chapters of books to before. I don't know if I've ever written for like hours to a song. I've written for maybe an hour to a song, but I'm gonna get into my euphoria now, and let's go with the next one. Did we get any good words, children? Because mine got sad. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. The way that I ended up blurring the lines was that it started out really happy. One was like the relationship that never was, but all of that nice like possibility before, and all those like lovely like moments of like longing and like all these great moments in between. So that's the first half of the poem, which I think when I edit it, it'll be probably like one of those poems where I have like stacked in like one stanza, like justified like to the left, and like another one kind of in like the middle or off to the right. Um, and then off to the other side was kind of like that same experience, like how I said it was going to be like a theater experience, but this time it was more this was like the relationship as it's going down, which is what happened. It was like my boyfriend at the time, he was kind of unamused that I bought theater tickets to this one musical. I bought them for our anniversary and like also kind of his birthday. It was a musical that we had both really liked, but he had seen the bootlegs already on like YouTube, and he was like, "But I've seen it already," and I'm like, "But it's live theater; it's different." Um, and that night was kind of meh. It was kind of like the last time where I like really tried to like make it work. 2 pages done on your short story. Nice. Short stories are hard. So congrats. Sometimes you just have to like work your way back, or even in a short story, I've never tried to do it out of order before. Short stories are another thing that I need to really try and work on probably once I get past this next round of contests, because a lot of people say that short story writing is the best way that you can work on novel writing, because you get really good at getting to all of the plot and developing your characters really well in a short expanse of time. And so you get really good at expanding it because you know how to do it in like tiny bits. So I need to work on that, but I'm not there yet. Have you written a lot of short stories? Just curious. So I think Euphoria is kind of, I think we have the draft done. I won't touch it until after stream because I think it's a bit too much right now. It's too close right now. But I could do Bearing Fruit, Grief, How Did the Sky Look, or Into the Woods. Into the Woods is also a good prompt. Ooh, Walrus is sending in his. I don't know which part you want me to not read. Always focus too much on the details in the beginning, so I move on to the main tidbits of the story and focus on details later. That's probably best. What kind of length are you going for short story? That's the other thing, is like I don't know what like a good length is. I know that what I wrote for my short story class was probably too little for me. It felt like I just really dragged out a poem, which I had started it as a poem and then I went to make it into a short story. And that was only a 4-page short story, I think. But I think I need like a 20-page short story. I think that could be a decent length and that could make sense. There's a part that Walrus doesn't want me to read, so I'm like waiting for him to edit it for a second. You should do like 8 to 10 short story. See, that's better. I don't know if I could do. I feel like 4 for my class was like too little. It was really not funsies. Oh my god. Okay, so I said I could read it. I'm Chuffers and all ex radio crackle. Thanks to the fruity alkaline pit and hentails of plenthora, corpsing plasma sparkle within the petal bush plain. Theater production with the noise slapping them orbs over the spider's house brings my gnashers peeping from mouth slugs, huge smeaters for every two, and chomping on a lot of photo word. But don't mention the food grown activity, okay? I don't know if is that part of it? I'm so confused. But either way, I really liked Corpsing Plasma Sparkle, Petal Bush Plain, because it's like Petal Bush Plain. Because bush is like bush. It's like do do do. It's very, very musical. And then what was the other one? Brings my gnashers peeping from mouth slugs. I like mouth slugs, especially because I feel like my tongue is a little slug a lot of the time because I can't talk with this damn retainer. Which reminds me, Duolingo has just begun to harass me, if that'll focus. Practicing Spanish, the hardest part is the fact that I'm wearing my retainer and it does not like my retainer. I'm very lispy in Spanish, especially. I used to have to tell my Italian professor, be like, "Hi, I have a retainer. Like, don't mind if I'm being like real." What was the other one? Oh, I am being harassed by Duolingo. Josh said he was like, I'm being harassed. Do you ever feel like you're being attacked by the little owl? I only just started Spanish again. And I swear it tells me like 3 times a day, like, do you know that you're dropping ranks? Do you know that you could be in the top 10? Be in Ruby or Gold, whatever the new little class system is. There's a class system in Duolingo. I did not know signing up for a cast. Like, what is this? How long it takes to get the story out? Longest I really go for is 10 pages. Or it feels like I'm dwelling too much on details. A series of short stories. That's the other thing. People do short story collections, and like, I haven't read a ton of actual short story collections. I've read a lot of essay collections. And I think I said this on last night's stream. I feel like I'm not good at personal essays because I feel like that's the kind of thing I can only really talk out loud about, or I can only write a poem about. Like, I can't actually do good at it. I love personal essays though. But like actual short stories, I need to find my niche in there. I feel like I could probably write fiction. I just need to really try at it, and I haven't tried in years. It was a thing I was once very passionate about. What are words? I actually think I'm not super enthused about Bearing Fruit, Grief, or How Did the Sky Look? So I might work on Black Hole this next set. And then there's also Extinction, which could be interesting. Because there's also writing sprints tonight, which, let me try and find them real fast. If you guys are also like night people like me, Lyra Parrish, who I adore, she is doing a nighttime author chat. And she's been doing a ton of these, so she should have just like a hella playlist of them. What is today? The 15th. This isn't it. Are they in my watch laters? Yeah, there it is. It'll be tonight at 9. That's the one Lyra's is. And I'll probably be there also writing later. I've just decided that there needs to be more writing happening today than I'm probably ready for right now. Enjoy your breakfast. I'll be going for probably at least another hour. How long do I want this next one to be? I'll do a slightly longer one in between right here. I'll do, oh, there's the 2 again. And let's go. My shoulder popped. Owie. Did anyone have better luck with the black hole one than I did? If anyone was doing that perchance? Because mine ended up talking about the vacuum of space, the void as God, Vantablack, like that paint. I talked about 2001 and 2010 and the rectangles in space. Yeah, this one was a mess, like an absolute disaster. I don't know if anything's gonna come out of this. I like the idea of void as God, because is there anything more like the idea of the afterlife and the void than a black hole? Like, we really don't understand it at all, and it fascinates me. And also, like, looking straight into it, isn't there just like it's absorbing everything, and like it also like absorbs all the light, and so there's no light, which isn't it Vantablack? Like, isn't that what the thing is supposed to be? So yeah, that hurt my mind too much, and that was most of the time was just like these pages of nonsense. I even drew a little circle because at one point I thought about doing like a poem around like an empty circle shape so that it could just be like a void. But maybe we might come back to that idea, but I didn't really like it. And then I started Fight or Flight, which is just, I think someone's punching the sky. And I think that's how that's beginning. These other ones are going. Okay. This will probably be the last one that I do of the escape rope prompts until tonight, because I don't think they're going the best right now. I think I need to do more free writing. But yeah, this is a time that's happening. Oh my God. More free writing. What could I do? I know I have some more lines. This is a struggle with trying to do a 30-day prompt challenge and then also being like, yeah, I should submit some poems to collections. So I kind of need to just write everything and throw it into a blender and hope something comes out functional somewhere along the way. To become one of my suitors was one of the lines that I took from a poetry collection, so I think that could be funny. To become one of my suitors, what must you do? I'm gonna have to go back and see what Ted Berrigan actually wrote, because Ted Berrigan's known for being funny and also really inappropriate, so I feel like that could be a good one. I found out that on Twitch they also have a stream setting now that's literally like if you're reading things. So one of these days I might literally just like read some poetry for people, pick some stuff from some collections, just read. They added a lot of new categories and I need to look through them to see what like is actually a thing now. It definitely spikes in interest. There's a delay, so I'm like, which thing are you talking about? The space? The void? Oh, the reading, the poetry. Do a watch along of The Big Sick. That's a good movie. That movie is really good. Is there... You can do that on Twitch. You just have to be like, and start right now. I told my mom that we should do a commentary track to... What was it? We totally ruined something that we were watching the other day, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something very serious, and we were being trash goblins as we usually are. It's just like making fun of things as they're happening. Oh, there are actually things that you can stream on Twitch? Like movie-wise? I did not know this. I just remember the days of, like commentary tracks where like you download it and like someone has it as like a podcast. Like one of the earliest ones I ever listened to was when Kevin Bruick and Philip DeFranco used to have like their movie podcast, and one of them was to. I remember listening specifically to the one where it was, what's that superhero movie? But it's like they're not cool superheroes. It has a tiny Chloe Grace Moretz. God, that's gonna bother me. But that was one of the first times I knew that Philip DeFranco's real last name is like Franchina or Franchini, which is just wild because it was on the audio file. They just changed the rule last week. That's cool. Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass is the name of that movie. So I remember listening to that audio track so that you could have friends. I need to look at all the new Twitch rules because they changed a bunch of stuff lately. Like even the reading thing, I feel like that was like a thing you couldn't really do before because of like the copyright on the books. And so I don't know, I'm very interested because people have also been like reading to kids online, which I'm like, can you read the books? But like other people have been doing it on like Facebook Lives before. So I don't know. The whole like fair use thing is like fascinating right now. And I need to look at all the new Twitchies chats. Twitchies chats? Twitchy rules. Twitch. So I can keep that tab and remember that. I need to look at it afterwards. Because yeah, there's just so many different things that you can do now. And I'm honestly pretty excited to just try out new streams. I was saying at the very end of my stream last night that I've finally realized that like I really enjoy streaming and that it really doesn't matter like when I stream and like how many people I stream to because I enjoy it anyways. And so I'm just gonna stream like whenever, which means that like my sleep schedule is erratic. We all know this. Sometimes I'm awake at 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm asleep at 5 and then I sleep until 10. And so like last night I didn't stream until like 10:30. And that should be fine. And then I streamed until like 3 a.m. which should also be okay. Like I should just be able to stream when I have energy. And that's a thing that I will do. Creator dashboard. That's how you actually find stuff. I'm very bad at actually working Twitch, but they keep changing stuff behind the scenes. So I'm going to say that's not my fault. Search tags. Yes. Let's see. I can't tell if that says wrestling or writing. World record attempts. That's also a thing they do now. Weather. Weather's a thing. Woodworking. VR, voice acting, vector art, trance and techno music. Theater. I forgot that they have been doing theater. Tattooing? You can stream tattooing. I did not know this. Stand-up comedy is a thing. There's specific genres of like each type of music that like if you're playing it now, which, okay. Sewing. Scale modeling. No. Walrus just said that apparently most people who are writing on Twitch are doing fan fiction, which like only says more that I'm glad that there is I'm doing it here now. I'm doing real poetry. Stand up would be weird without a physical crowd. You should do it like what is it, Will? When Will did it for like a brief time, his like night show that was in his apartment. Just have like a few friends who are like actually physically there that you can perform to. Have your own late night comedy show. I think that could be interesting. There's so many weird things in here. Mixology. You can make drinks. Meme runs. Meal prepping. Makeup. Magic tricks. Crazy. Zaragoza. Oh yeah, Anthony Carboni has been doing a lot of streams with Steve. Hi, Candy's mom. There's even history. You can really do everything on Twitch now. Hairstyling, glass work, gardening. Again, exciting that it's really expanding. I think one thing about the fact that all of this is online now, like that everyone's online, really just made it, I don't know, a bigger push to like do more tags and like have a bigger division on the website between the categories. Because everyone can do everything now, which is exciting. I was going to look up another line before I started this next one. Does anyone have any preferences for how long the next sprint should go? Walrus said a 4-hour sprint. I will fall asleep. I'm never awake for 4 hours at a time. Rarely. Some of these lines, when you read them just by themselves, teeth and gums, you tiny. What you watch? That's funny. I've done that on. I watch Kate Kavanaugh a lot, and my mom always thinks that our voices sound the same because she also has like a really deep voice, and it's funny because she actually lives in like Bernie. So yeah, if I ever meet Kate in like real life, it's gonna be hilarious because our voices are just alarmingly similar and deep. I've seen all these lines a bit. Gotta go to a different part of the book. Who is Whomst? I don't know who Walrus is talking about. Mary White or Barry White? I don't know if he said a dude or a woman. Hello. I also found out that when people have their headphones off, you can still hear my voice because it's kind of bassy, which I was just impressed by. I like this one. This one line is, now I'll read this queer sex book. I like that. I gotta add it to my list. I feel like I remember this one because this one's on the train ride. Yeah, I've read this poem before. This is a really long poem by Ted Berrigan called Train Ride, which gets really inappropriate in here because he is reading the sex book on a train. And it's one that his friend got him And it's just kind of his thoughts like throughout the whole thing and like a letter to his friend while he's reading this book. And it's crazy and like structure and it's so fun. Sleep sound album like Jeff Bridges. Put my bassy voice on a resume. I could do voiceover work. It's been a consideration. I can't remember who asked me to like narrate something once. Something ended up happening. Okay. Greedily gobbled up. I'm now remembering that I did like a joke ASMR stream one time during stream. And it might have been one of the writing streams because everyone said that I was really quiet. And then I just started tapping on the mic and no one liked that. Everyone left. Which only proves that I also don't like ASMR. I think I like the what is it? I don't like when like people's voices are the ASMR. I think I like the soap cutting ones. And the slimes. I like to watch the slime more than I like any of the other things. But I'm gonna get going on this next one. And let's get going for another 15 minutes. So I wrote one that was to become one of my suitors, which was like, my ears are sweating. uh, and I didn't kill anyone in this poem, which is surprising. I did make them bleed, but it could have been worse. I mean, you're in a relationship with me. Gotta clean off the sweat. What do you expect? But I think I actually liked this one, this free write. This could become a real poem, which is always the beauty of these. Did anyone have any success? We started talking about food, and I got really hungry during that last sprint. So we're probably only gonna do one more like 10-minute one so that I can have lunch/dinner because it's 3 o'clock right now. I ate at like 10 this morning, but I was also up last night until almost 5, and I was hungry last night, so breakfast was insufficient. Let me set up the 10 already while I ponder. To become one of my suitors, embraceable you. I could do greedily gobbled up if I want to think about lunch. That could actually be fun. That'll be my final one. I will write about lunch. Also, I carved these little tiny, like, they're like arrows, but this is also how my friend Kirsten used to draw hearts back in like 5th grade. And so I always use them as like little, I don't know, they're kind of like bookends in my writing, I guess. And so I put the little line in between there. So that's what I'm carving into this notebook that you can probably hear. Greedily gobbled up. Gotta just fill that in. Okay, my friends, last one. So if you have any last thoughts you want to write, let them out. Let the writing happen. And if not, that Lyra stream will be later. The Courtney Project is what you need to look up on YouTube if you want to watch her stream. And let's go to the next one. So my food poem got inappropriate. No one's shocked. No one's surprised. But Embraceable You is off to an interesting start. It started out as a teddy bear, and then I ended up in the stomach of a cow, and I think I'm being born now. So, but then I ended up being the mother again. It's very weird. But I always like the weird ones. So I hope you guys got some good writing output happening today. Because I've had some decent stuff, and then I'll be at Courtney's stream later, so that I can get more writing done. Because honestly, there's too much to write and not enough time, and I need these days where I just really, really focus, so that I can do other things other days. Otherwise, writing just becomes too much of my days. But anyways, thanks for hanging out with me for this little bit of time here. It was really fun to just chill for 2 hours, and I'm gonna get some food. Hope you guys are doing good today. Gonna be semi-productive. It's a Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it's a Wednesday. It is. Don't forget to drink water. Take your meds. Remember that I love you. And if nothing else, we're all here in the void together. Goodbye. Have a good day.